Hello everybody. Hello. So today what I'm going to do here is what I call an Ondata leech. Okay, it's made with the products from Fitrifly, and it's just like a leech pattern that I've made. Okay, using some of the product and stuff. I'm using this pattern, to replace maybe the egg sucking leech and stuff like that. And the reason I'm using Ondata is that I think it moves way nicer in the water than rabbit does. So that's why I'm using this skin right now. So I'm going to do that for you today here. Okay. First thing I'm going to do, of course, is I'm going to take a 1.8 millimeter, fluorescent red tube, which I'm going to burn here like this here. And just to burn it a little bit, just like that. All right. Then I'm just going to cut it the length that I want. Okay, so I'm using about, I would say 1.5 inch here, maybe 3 to 4 centimeters. Then I'm going to put it on my needle here. Our first step is I'm going to put a little glue here. That's what I'm going to do. So always put a little glue on here to make sure that things don't move away. Then I'm going to use a red bead. I'm going to read a red bead, which is a 4.8 millimeter red. Okay, so I'm going to put it here just like that. Okay. Next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take a red feather. Okay, so I'm using this is a Fitrifly red signature red saddle hackle. So I'm going to use that. Okay. So I'm going to take the feather here and I'm just going to, take the tip like that. All right. I'm going to put some thread on. I'm using a nano thread here. It's like a 12-aught. It's a really strong thread. So it will not move really. So I'm going to cut this off. Okay. Now I can put my little feather like this. Then I'm going to bring it back like that so that it doesn't get off. So, all right. So now I can cut it off. All right. Then I'm going to turn the hackle like you do normally any wet fly hackle. But then you're going to put most of it on. All right. Well, the fibers goes into the back, towards the back. We want that nice red effect on there. So I'm going to turn it all the way like this. Don't forget that hackle move a lot nice in the water, those wet fly hackle. And I keep even, I do it until I reach that little marabou-like place on the feather. So I keep that and tie that like this. This is what it gives me. Sometimes I also take a little brush here and I like to brush my feather so that all the fibers are nice and placed correctly on my fly like this. So that gives me a nice all around red. All right. Then I'm going to use what I call some pearlescent, UV pearl crystal flash. All right. So I'm going to take some here. I'm going to come to tie them up like that. Just like this. All right. And we can cut this off here in the front since we don't need it, like this. All right. Then you can cut them to length. I like to put them not always the same length because that way in the water it moves nicer. Now I'm going to take a piece of Ondata skin that I made, so that it's nice and nicely shaped, like a comes a little wide and goes. So what I do is I take the skin, the Fitrifly skin like this. It comes like this, all right? So what I do is I take an X-Acto or tool and I make a nice strip like this. Then I cut my strip to length and I make the little strip that I need to make the fly, all right? The difference is that this material swims so nice in the water if I compare it to rabbit or any other. It's just the hair, just so nice in the water. So there you go. So you can see the I've covered the red and the crystal flash with the skin here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little X-Acto here, and I'm going to come and cut this in the front here, just like that, to make sure that everything is nice and cut, so that I can take that off. Come on, there it is. Okay, there you go. All right, then I'm going to take a little glue, just put a little glue so that it doesn't move there. And once that's done, now I'm going to take another hackle, but this time I'm going to take a black one. Okay, this is a Fisher-Fly hand saddle hackle. I'm going to take a black one. All right, like this. I don't want it to be too long so that it goes past the red. Like we still want to see the red, you know, on the fly. So you don't want to take one that's really too long, but just one that's going to cover a bit. So there's my feather here. I'm going to take that, and then I'm just going to do like I did with the other one. So just going to come here in the front here and tie it off like that. Always make sure that you tie the feathers so that the side of the feather, which means this side here, this side of the feather is towards you and not the other way around. So I'm just going to put that back. I like to do that so that when you tie the feather, you know, it doesn't come off when you pull on it. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my feather and I'm going to wrap it around like this. Just like that. And I'm going to wrap it around a few times. Now I keep going until I have to that fluffy, like marabou-like in the front, and make one turn of it. I like that fluffiness. You know, I like the feathers to move in the water. I like movement. I've always liked movement in my flies. So this fly here will move nicely. So there we go. Cut that off. And there we go. You see it's got a nice head, okay, with a nice fluffy hackle. Okay, then I take my comb and comb all that. I know that in the water it's going to be all okay and it's all going to take its place and shape, but I still like to do it so that you know how we all are. We all like to wear our flies, you know, done the right way. So I'm just going to make a little knot here, a couple of them, a couple quick half hitch. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue just like that. And then the last part, I'm going to take a cone here. Okay, that's a Fisher-Fly cone. All right, that's a black hybrid cone of 6 millimeter. And I'm just going to come and put it right there, just like that. So that's how I do it. Okay, so that gives you the shape of the fly here. Okay. And this fly, this kind of fly, this material, because it finishes so thin, swims so nice in the water, the tail always, you know, so. And the last step, of course, is we're going to take it out. Then we're going to come and cut and leave a little bit of tubing in the front here, and then I'm just going to come and burn that up like this. There you go. And that gives us our little Ondata leech this morning. You can do these in different colors, and then of course you can choose the color of a hook that you want to put in the back, like the hook holders. So this is a fly right there. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, have a good time doing some.